happy that they could be potentially losing Savinho, and that the fan reaction of a player leaving or a player potential leaving just shows you as well, like, how good of a player he actually is. So let's go and see how the internet is currently reacting to the Savinho news. So first up, we have some words from Pep Guardiola, and this guy says that the way Pep is analysing Savinho, I just can't see him agreeing to the idea of selling him. I just can't. And can you tell us what Pep was saying here?
So basically, this is just Pep in his press conference talking about what unbelievable ability that Savinho has. And he's just saying he's got incredible quality. He's incredibly smart at understanding tactics and everything. And he said as soon as he just basically becomes a decisive player in that final third and starts scoring more goals and even getting some more assists, he's going to be like a world-class player, essentially. And that's what he was saying. So he was basically talking with a lot of excitement about Savinho in this press conference, not even long ago. This is
Bring him to me, man. Bring him. Pulpy, who's a Man City fan, says, should we sell Savinho? Absolutely not. There's an obvious talent there. He's 21. We should never do business with anyone whose contempt for the way we run our club has been made so public. Fuck Spurs and Levy. I'm also not entering the bullshit that Savinho is better than Foden. You fucks have some seriously short memories, and it makes me sick. And all last season, all anyone ever did was complain about how poor he was, and we need to be better. And the moment he is wanted elsewhere, he's now prime Neymar. Work out what kind of fan you are and own it.
He's just not happy at anything, is he, that guy? But yeah, look, I think Levy's little kind of jibes at City in the Neville interview there, not fans not being totally happy with that. But yeah, but it's interesting him talking about the obvious talent of Savinho, which I think everyone can see.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen McKinney says, very much aware Savinho isn't a finished product, but he's very obviously highly talented. We forget Mahrez was knocking about in the lower tiers of French football at the same age when making the comparisons. Savinho will become a cracking player. I don't think we should be in the business of moving a talent on like that.
Yeah, and a lot of City fans feeling the same about Savinho leaving. In terms of comparisons to Mahrez, I feel they're quite different, although I don't know what Mahrez was like when he was Savinho's age. As Stephen's saying, he wasn't even at Leicester. He was before Leicester time, so he was the lower kind of leagues in France. But I feel like Mahrez wasn't as much of a speed merchant as Savinho is. He was much more technical.
But I think Savinho is very technical as well.
He is very technical, but Mahrez just had that ability to just get a yard and just whip it far corner.
Do you not think Savinho has that as well? Like, when I first saw Savinho playing for Man City, I was like, wow, this guy is just making all the same movements as Mahrez. Like, I drew a lot of comparisons in the way that they play and they move.
I think they're just a bit different. I feel maybe
the same player, obviously.
No, maybe he'll become a bit more like Mahrez once he nails down those elements, like just hitting those corners every time with shoot shots and stuff. Right now, I feel like he's much more of a, take people on, create and get assists and stuff. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I didn't see. I understand the comparisons to Mahrez. I just felt Mahrez, when he came to the Premier League, maybe he went through that development before he came to the Premier League. You know what I mean? So I didn't see that bit in him. But right now, it's like I haven't seen that Mahrez in him yet.
BLTHFC saying, same guys who says Brennan is crap for only getting goals is not being able to beat his man are complaining Savinho doesn't score enough.
Some fans you'll never satisfy.
Yeah. World of Hotspur says, for people wondering why we're going for yet another right winger when the primary needs a left wing and Cam, and how we arrived at Savinho, he's making less than Oscar Bob and Stefan Ortega at City. Levy can double his wages and still be well below his self-enforced salary cap. So it's quite mad that he's only on 40 grand a week when you think about the wages that Man City do give out. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about why are we going for another right winger, but I think he's just as comfortable on the left, and I don't see it as we're signing another right winger. I see it as we're signing an option that can play anywhere.
Yeah. I would say so. I think, as I say, I do think his future is going to be on the right. I think right now he could easily play on the left, no problem. He can play both, I think. So I wouldn't say we're signing a right winger. We're signing a winger who can play both. That's
Yeah, but we're signing as well a player where throughout the course of his career so far, his best work has come down the left.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, I think he will become a right winger. That's just my opinion. But in terms of the wages, I don't care. Like, I really don't care what his wages on. I care how good he is.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Why does it matter if that he's on 40 grand a week? If he's a great player and we're able to get him, why is it something to complain about? Like, would it be better if he was on 80 grand and we had to double that? Would that be more? Would that mean it's a better signing? You know what I mean? Does make sense.
And also, like, if we do go and double his wages, and that's what we're going to do, 80 grand a week, right? That as well. Like, if he performs for us really well, that gives us scope to keep like giving him new contracts as well.
Exactly. So,
We Are Tottenham TV tweeted, just showing us the stats. This is Brennan Johnson against Savinho from last season. That is quite a difference, isn't it?
Yeah, Jesus, he's like gobbling up his metrics there. So it's quite noticeable gap. This, just to be clear though, is like the winger metric on FBref. So when it comes to like goals scored, that is something that is not on that one for some reason. There is like expected goals and stuff, but no goals. But in terms of like all the metrics you expect a winger to be strong at, I mean, Savinho, not only is Savinho crushing Brennan, he's actually near the top of everything, which is crazy to look at. So it's more of a how good is Savio rather than how bad Brennan is. But it's also quite something to compare to Brennan, because Brennan, we know he's there, as a goal scorer, but look how badly he performs in so many metrics. It's crazy.
If we do bring in Savinho, I do worry for Brennan a little bit about where he's going to fit in next season.
Yeah.
Real Talk Manchester City tweeted out, "Can't stress this enough. We will regret selling Savinho. He's a world-class winger in the making. With more experience, he'll reach incredible heights. I'm livid."
Oh, I love it. Some City tears.
Your loss is our gain, hopefully.
Drinking some City tears. Fantastic. But as you say, I really do think it's very telling fan reaction if they are really upset like this. I think fans usually in these cases, you can tell what kind of play you're getting when you see this kind of reaction. Yeah, I mean, look at the reaction for this compared to the reaction of Grealish going to Everton today. Yeah, exactly. They're not bothered about that. No, not bothered at all. Umir Irfan says, "Savinho is brilliant and was our best winger pre-Marmoush last season. Linked well with Haaland often too. Raw-ish and can progress to being one of the best from out wide, but City need win-now output players. Mahrez mentioned it recently. City used to have multiple 10-goal-a-season players, De Bruyne, Sterling, Mahrez, Gundogan, all now phased out. Last season it was Haaland only. Kovacic scored well. Foden should have, but was injured and out of form. Rodri has goals, but he was out. Although his goals come from the same pool as Kovacic, the wingers didn't contribute much. Kevin De Bruyne didn't play as often either. Reinders has goals, good. You need a winger with reliable output too. Foden has goals if he finds his form. Bob is brilliant and can take Savinho's minutes if he stays fit. I understand the rationale in signing a win-now winger capable of goals and assists, reliably moving Savinho on for big money and loaning out Grealish, being a big Rodrigo fan for the longest time." He's got a good point there, because obviously Savinho didn't bring the goal contributions, or definitely goals, that maybe you need in the title race. But with another year, with another year of development behind him in the Premier League, I think he can add to those numbers. I mean, it was only one Premier League goal last season. That is a poor return, let's be real, particularly in the Man City side. So I do think with another year development behind him, you can just see what a calibre of player he is and what a calibre of player he can turn out to be. So I think those numbers will dramatically improve next season, whether it be at City or another club. But look, the goals are different at Tottenham and at Man City. So if you improve on that in a Tottenham side going for, like, the dream is top 4, but I don't think we're going to get top 4, top 5, top 6. I think that's fine. But in a title challenging side, you need to be getting a lot more. Of course, but, City, usually they're quite patient with winger signing. Look at Sterling's first year. at
Yeah.
City. He was terrible. He wasn't good at all. He didn't score many goals. And then obviously, well, even in his second year wasn't great. And it only took when I think it was Pep's second year, he started scoring regularly. Like sometimes even Grealish his first year wasn't good, and then his second season was really good, and they won the treble. Like sometimes it takes time. This kid is 20 years of age. To ask him to come to the Premier League and start smashing it out immediately is a tough ask. And I think even in the circumstances, he did quite well. Like I thought every game he was impressive. Very few games I watched him and I thought he's having a bad game here.
Yeah.
Yes, there were some games where he did have quite a few chances and he missed some sitters, and he'll probably be looking back and kicking himself at some of the chances he missed. I don't disagree, but this is a 20-year-old winger, in his first season in the Prem. It's obviously going to be difficult for him to fully, be at his best. What player is at their best anyway at that age? Very few. I know you get the odd ones like your Marlon and stuff who are just freaks, but some players, they need to be, wait till you're 23, 24 till you're at your peak. So I do think it's just harsh, but I also understand what he's saying. City right now, as I've said, they've got Bob, they've got Doku, they've got players in a similar phase to him. So if they can get big money for him, is it worth the risk to sell him for big money? Yes, he's going to turn out to be a good player maybe in a year or two, but you sell him for big money, and the risk is he would turn out to be immediately, but you buy a Rodrigo who is going to be amazing right now, or do you keep him and hope he turns good immediately and not get a Rodrigo in when you're looking to win the league? If you're ruthless like City in a big club and money, you can get a player like Rodrigo, I guess that makes sense. I think if Tottenham were in that position, I don't think we let Savinho go, and I think we hang on to him because we know we're not capable of getting someone like Rodrigo in, and we've got to put our eggs in that basket. But I think City in a different game to us.
Yeah, and also because they didn't win the league last season and got quite far off it. They had a dreadful season last year by their standards. And they know everyone around them has massively improved. Liverpool, look at the business that they've done. Arsenal, they've brought in Gyökeres. They've brought in some really good players in Zubimendi and whatever. Chelsea are looking like a serious outfit this year. So the league is going to be, to win, it's going to be harder than ever next season. So they probably can't wait around for players to develop for next season. They need players to come in and just do it straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the only frustration, as City fans are pointing out, he's had that development year. So now would be the year to hopefully he can kick on and start really producing. Maybe, I'm not in training obviously, so maybe he's still lacking that little, which is what Pep was kind of indicating in his interview. He's still quite not there
When
yet.
was that interview from Pep?
I think it was this summer.
Okay.
So maybe...
What, Club World Cup?
I don't know when it was exactly. I think it was one of the pre-season games. So maybe there's a feeling like he's nearly there, but he's not quite there. But it is harsh to then decide to sell him off the back of that. But, City, as you say, they're here to win trophies, not here to do anything else. And if they feel like even if he is going to be a great player, if they can get big money for him and get someone who's definitely going to do it now, then it's worth doing, I guess.
Stephen McKinney, again, he said, had a few hours sleep and still can't fathom the idea of letting Savinho go. Feels very, very short-sighted.
It is short-sighted. It is literally short-sighted.
Yeah, but Man City...
That's short-sighted.
Man City are a short-sighted club.
Exactly.
They go for the league every season.
They're not here to develop over a 5-year project like Arteta. They're here to... The project is we win the league next season. That's the project.
Yeah.
So...
Well, the project is we win everything that we play in.
That's what I'm saying. We win. Yeah, that's it. So, I don't know who he thinks he supports. Yeah, it's short-sighted because everything is short-sighted.
Yeah.
It's now.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's now with a view of sustainable now. You want it to be able to carry on over years and years. They won 4 titles out of 5. So it's not now in a sense of Mourinho and Conte now, if you know what I mean. Where it's we win now and then it all blows up. But it is we want it to be sustainable, but we also need to be winning the league immediately.
Amos Murphy says, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be letting Savinho leave if I was Pep and Hugo Viana. He looks great at times in a dysfunctional City team last year. At least give him one more season and see how things might work out. Unless Spurs serve up a mind-blowing bid, it's a no from me. And that's also a good point. Man City were shocking last season, very dysfunctional. And if he is playing in a functional Man City team, those goal numbers and goal contributions will probably go out dramatically.
Agreed. Yeah, that's another good point. Doing that in a team that was struggling and standing out, I think, especially early on. I remember watching his debut. I think they played Chelsea on the opening day for them. They won 2-0, and he was running the show. He was brilliant, but unfortunately, he got injured on that game.
Yeah.
Maybe set him back a bit. But he was. He was performing for a City team that were really, really struggling, and he wasn't the only one. So, to say to put that burden on him is harsh. But yeah, I agree. I think for me, for a first season, for his age, I thought he was really good.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
I agree. Ryan, we are Man City, says, Man City, do not sell Savinho. And he's done a video. I'm not sure if this is his video or...
I think it is, but it's
someone else's that he's taken.
Maybe not.
But it's nearly 4-minute video, so we're not going to go through it now. But it's just him just basically going mad at Man City, saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, go watch it.
Neo THFC has an exclusive. I'm not sure who Neo THFC is, but he says Savinho is close to joining Tottenham. The clubs are just waiting Mr. Marinakis' permission to go through with the deal. Oh God, it's a deal off then.
A deal 100% off. We're going to get a Savinho to Forest. Here we go.
Will Hester says Savinho, Kudus, wing pairing. And that is how we're all going to be feeling watching Ange eat his steak.
Exactly.
Boom.
Perfect. Perfection.
I do think, though, these two wingers, Ange would have loved to have managed those two.
He must be a bit brewing at the moment, Ange. He's been sacked, and we're finally getting wingers that are just perfect for him.
Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes.
But it's like that because, Ange's first season, the year after we sacked Conte, we had Van de Ven and Romero pairing. We had Destiny and Porro wing backs, and we had a defence that Conte would have absolutely loved at Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Longley and all these kind of guys, you know what I mean? And now, so we built a good team for Conte under Ange, and now we're probably building a really good team for Ange under Frank.
Yeah, I know. Classic.
It's just
Tottenham.
classic Spurs.
Classic Spurs.
This is again Data MB Johnson versus Savinho. A bit of a different graph for you guys, but the one place where Brennan really outperforms Savinho is obviously the non-penalty goals,
which is not insignificant.
Yeah.
Bit similar to Kudus, he's the anti-Brennan essentially. Quite literally, he's great everything that Brennan's not, and Brennan's good at the one thing that he isn't.
Yeah. But again, some more stats from Data MB. These are Savinho's numbers from 23-24. I think this is when he was at Girona. Look at these numbers. So this first one shows for dribbles, he was top of the list in Europe's top 5 leagues, which is
for under 20s.
Under 20s, yeah. But still, you've got some good players there.
No, Yamal, Garnacho,
Doué,
yeah.
Ryan Cherky there as well. Odebear. The next one is for crosses, and this is under 24s in Europe's top 5 leagues, where he was top over Rafael Leao, Saka, Deki, Kudus. For fouls suffered, he was second as well. And this is under 20s in Europe's top 5 leagues, just under Jude Bellingham. And then key passes under 20s, he was top as well, over Lamine Yamal.
He's
this
crazy
is a 16-year-old
potential.
Yamal, but still.
It's just crazy potential he has. I really think he's a phenomenal talent. In terms of winger potential, he's up there with one of the most exciting young wingers. I really do, and I really believe that. So I'm just amazed that he's coming to us. I'm just amazed.
Let's get the here we go first. Let's get
amazed
the
that
here we go.
that we were close to it. I really am. I thought if he was going to leave City, he would do what Alvarez did and go to an Atletico or something. But maybe, that Frank Paul.
Yeah.
That Frank Paul,
exactly. But that is how the internet has reacted to Spurs potentially getting Savinho off Manchester City. Obviously, there's still a lot more moving parts to go in this deal. We need it to move along significantly now. And I guess the next step is to get the here we go. Let's hope we do. And we even know after a here we go, it's still not signed, sealed, and delivered until we see him wearing a Spurs shirt.
Do you think it's the case, and you're looking at some of the other top 6 teams who apparently we've stolen a march on in this deal. Do any of them not need him, or do you think Man City are more willing to sell to us than these other teams? They see us as less of a threat?
Yeah, I think there's definitely an element to that. I think that who have we stolen the march on? So
Just whoever's, I don't know. You would have thought some of the top clubs would have been in for him if he's available.
When you're looking at the other top 4 clubs in
Like Liverpool, back up to Salah maybe. I guess, but he's back up.
When you're looking at Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, they all have been looking for wingers this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Chelsea would definitely prefer him over Garnacho, in my opinion. Arsenal would have preferred him over Madueke. And Liverpool, they're still looking for a winger, so I think they would definitely take him as well. But the difference is, I think at Spurs, he'll be like one of the best players at the club and, one of the key stars at the team, where I think at the other clubs, he'll be a kind of, just another player kind of thing.
And also, maybe City don't really want to be strengthening a rival. I think as well, didn't they say after they sold Jesus and Zinchenko to Arsenal, they don't want to be doing that again because they really propelled them into a title race.
Yeah.
And they kind of, I don't know if, off the top of my head, I can't remember if they've done that since, sold to a rival.
Nah, they sold Sterling to Chelsea, but I don't think they consider him as a rival then.
Yeah, it's true, because I think they were like mid-table at that point. So, I think from that point of view, I think, actually, that might have been in the same summer. They sold Zinchenko and Jesus, maybe. I think it might have been the same summer. So I think that's also maybe an element to it. Maybe the fact that we did so badly last season is that contributed.
You just wait, Man City. Spurs are coming. Spurs are coming. But
maybe Angel's playing 4D chess, 17, so we can get Savinho.
But I think that's it for today. Obviously, if anything else does come through, we'll be here to bring it to you first on We Are Tottenham TV. Savinho deal on. Hopefully, we get some more news about a 10 Eberechi Eze, or, the other name thrown into the hat is Bilal El Khanous of Leicester. In terms of those two players, though, profile-wise, don't you think Bilal is a better fit for us than Eze in terms of profile fits?
Profile, because you're thinking Bilal's a better passer than Eze. I think they're quite similar. They're both quite decent ball carriers. Like, I think Bilal's...
His passing is incredible.
Is it better than Eze? Eze is a good passer.
No, I think it is better than Eze's passing.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Bilal can literally thread the ball through an eye of a needle, left foot, right foot. I think he's got it.
You think he's that good?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen anything to suggest he's much better passing than Eze. Well, I mean, maybe I haven't seen enough of him, but that might be the case. But I think Eze is a pretty good passer.
Don't get me wrong here. I prefer us to sign Eberechi Eze. Don't get this twisted that I would prefer to sign Bilal than Eze. But I just feel like Bilal is the better passer.
That might be true, but I think Eze, first of all, is a very good passer, and secondly, I think the fact that he can play off the left as well as a number 10 helps. I think that gives us another dimension as well to allow him to do that. And I think, I think profile-wise, I have to look more into El Khanous. I didn't realise, like, when you say passer, is he like a Maddison kind of passer, or is he what kind of passer is he? Is he a guy who has like real vision, or like is he just like little through balls? Like, because Gibbs White is a good passer, but he's not like a Maddison kind of passer who has like vision everywhere. He's kind of like gets the ball in space and plays a through ball straight.
I think Bilal's like a visionary passer.
Like a visionary passer, like he can set the pace of a game. He gets the ball and kind of
very creative passer.
Interesting. Okay.
In my opinion, anyway. But look. That is it from us today. We'll be back, obviously, when any news breaks. Thank you, everyone, for joining us